with just one grand sweet song to start the music. I entered the world on February 6, 1911 in Tampico, Illinois. That means if I was still living, I would be 104. My childhood in a small town shaped the man I would become. Later in my life, I became an amazing announcer and a famous actor. Ultimately, I would become the 40th President of the United States of America. I am Ronald Reagan. I appreciated growing up in a small town which shaped many of my values. Because I was a 10-pound baby, my parents nicknamed me Dutch. Because I was fat and I resembled a Dutch piggy. Reading was imperative in my life, and I enjoyed the Boys' Annual and adventure stories. When I was 11, I was baptized, and my mother knew God had a plan for me. 1918, when I was 7 years old, was an atrocious year. There was a nationwide flu epidemic, and my older brother Moon broke his leg after being hit by a truck. A few years later, I became super smitten with sports, including baseball, football, track, and swimming. Despite my family being poor, many of the best things in my childhood were free, like swimming in ditches and riding my bike. The value of work was important to me. My jobs as a teen included the Ringling Brothers Circus, construction, and lifeguarding. You can see that growing up in a small town would pave the way for the next chapter of my life. That chapter would take me from Iowa to Hollywood and turn me into an announcer and actor. After graduation from Eureka College, I became a college football announcer and eventually an announcer for the Chicago Cubs. A friend of mine who had connections in Hollywood arranged for a screen test when I was visiting him in 1937. My first magnificent movie was Love is in the Air. After that movie, the studio executives decided I needed a makeover. I was no longer called Dutch, and I started wearing contacts. Perhaps you recall two of my most famous movies. Bedtime for Bonzo, in which I shared the spotlight with a chip, and my movie about George Kipp, in which I said, "Win one for the Kipper." In 1941, I used my superb acting talents to help make training videos for the United States Navy during World War II. Interestingly, I noticed government waste when making these training videos. I wanted to be the Screen Actors Guild president and also hosted a television program for GE Theater. These exceptional experiences as an announcer and actor would eventually lead me into politics. My easy manner of communicating made me an adept politician. In 1966, I was elected governor of California. 14 years later, at the young age of 69, I became the oldest president of the United States. Just 8 weeks after taking office, I was shot by John Hinckley Jr., but made a speedy recovery. Confidently, I lowered taxes and told the American people, government is not the solution to our problems, government is the problem. I defeated Wimpy Walter Mondale in the 1984 election by a landslide. That second term, which focused on foreign policy, brought an end to the Cold War. I developed an important friendship with Mikhail Gorbachev. In Germany, I famously told him, "Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall." During my time as governor and president, I earned the nickname the Great Communicator. You can see how my childhood, early careers, and political skills made me an important American. Although I had many significant challenges in my life, my great faith helped me overcome these challenges. I rode to the sunset of my life in 1993, and after an 11-year battle with Alzheimer's disease, passed away in 2004 with my faithful family by my side. Never forget, our nation is built on a foundation of faith. God bless America.